ang drama, ang lahat ng tawanan, musika at anong paman. Magkakasama pa rin tayo mga kalamaw. Sa lungkot at ligaya, kami pa rin ang iyong paboritong tambayan. Broadcasting live from TVH Group of Networks. Ang iyong hipilan, ang iyong tahanan. Number 1 sa Mega Manila.
You are listening to Cool FM.
Live from Cool Studios. This is koolNews at 6.
Good evening, Mr. Visayas and Mindanao. It is now 6:02 p.m. and this is koolNews at 6. We are live on Cool FM Nationwide and also on News Radio 93.1, where we share the latest stories that care for you. Let's begin with our first top headlines as President Ferdinand Marcos Jr. should not interfere in what the House intends to do in holding public officials like Vice President Sara Duterte accountable, lawmakers from the House of Representatives Makabayan Bloc said on Friday. In a joint statement, the three-person Makabayan Bloc, ACT Teachers Party List Representative Franz Castro, Capital Party List Representative Arlene Rosas, and Kabataan Party List Representative Raul Manuel called out Marcos up to the chief executive, confirmed that he asked House leaders not to push through with the impeachment of Duterte. Over the past few months, there have been talks that alleged that impeachment complaints would be filed against Duterte for alleged fund use irregularities haunting her office. The cause grew stronger after Duterte threatened Marcos, but the president said an impeachment complaint would not help the country in any way. The president's public pronouncements against impeachment proceedings represent undue executive interference in legislative affairs. Congress, as a co-equal branch of government, must maintain its independence and exercise its constitutional mandate without pressure from Malacanan, Mangkabayo said. The obvious interference of the president on Congress processes is concerning. Malacanan should not dictate how Congress enforces its mandate to hold accountable our officials accused of corruption, they added. According to the Makabayan, the hearings in the House Committee on Good Government and Public Accountability showed different irregularities in how the Office of the Vice President and the Department of Education endorsed its budget, including its confidential funds. These issues, the lawmakers said, should merit appropriate action. The findings from the House Prop on confidential funds and other irregularities in both the Office of the Vice President and the Department of Education warrant serious consideration. These issues demand through investigation and appropriate action from Congress, Magabayan said. The House resolution must demonstrate its independence and take a firm stand based on evidence and public interest, not on the president's preferences. Congress should not allow itself to become a rubber stamp of the executive branch, it added. Magabayan's statement came. Magabayan's statement came after Marcos confirmed that he asked lawmakers not to proceed with an impeachment complaint against Duterte, as it is not important and would not do anything to improve people's lives. Marcos also noted that a message circulating over social media making the same call against Duterte's possible impeachment came from him, although he noted that it was supposed to be a private communication. According to the Makabayan, progressive organizations aligned with them are preparing impeachment complaints against Duterte, as she should be made accountable over these issues. On the part of progressive organizations and the Makabayan Bloc, we are ready and getting ready for the filing of an impeachment because that is what the people want and what the situation merits. VP Duterte should be made accountable on the discussion of confidential funds and other abnormalities in OVP and DepEd. This is an issue of transparency and accountability. This should not be dictated, they said. We call on our fellow lawmakers to uphold Congress' constitutional duty to serve as a check and balance against potential abuses and corruption in government. It is our duty to ensure that no official is above the law. If there is enough basis for an impeachment, it should continue according to our constitution, they added. Aside from the issues checked by the House panel, Duterte also steered controversy last November 22 as it was revealed that after visiting Undersecretary Lulaika Lopez, her chief of staff who was detained at the House premises, she locked herself inside the office of her brother, Davao City 1st District Representative Apollo Duterte. Due to the security problems that came with Duterte staying inside the Batasang Pabansa, the House Committee decided to transfer Lopez to the Correctional Institute for Women. After this, Duterte held a press briefing early Saturday morning where she badmouthed Marcos, his First Lady Lisa Ayanta Marcos, and House Speaker Ferdinand Martin Romualdez. The vice president also claimed that she has already tasked someone to assassinate the three in case she gets killed. Duterte's outburst came after the House panel uncovered different issues like OVP and DepEd's special dispersing officers leading the disbursement of CFs to security officers. According to one right report list, Representative Ramon Rodrigo Gutierrez, this can be tantamount to technical conversation. Aside from this, the Commission on Audit previously handed out a notice of disallowance on 73.2 million pesos of the OPP's 125 million pesos of confidential funds for 2022. Meanwhile, amid the worsening political squabble surrounding her and the current administration, Vice President Senator Duterte on Friday assured the public that she and her office will not break. Duterte made the pronouncement amid recent events in the past week, the feud between her and the House of Representatives stemming from its probe into her office alleged misuse of funds, and her clash against President Ferdinand Marcos Jr., which escalated to death threats. Her remarks also came after the Senate on Tuesday upheld the move of the lower chamber to reduce the office of the Vice President's budget in 2025 by 1.3 billion pesos as it was approved on third reading next year's proposed 6.352 trillion pesos national budget. We assure the Filipino people that even in times of crisis and without resources, we shall stand tall, strong, and resilient in our service to the Filipino people, said Duterte in a video message posted on her official Facebook page. We will not break, she added. Duterte also expressed thanks to the lawyers and doctors who helped herself amid what she called an ongoing crisis. The legal documents are now with the lawyers, and the patients are under the expert care of healthcare personnel, said Duterte. Prior to the video message, Duterte was supposed to appear before the National Bureau of Investigation amid a subpoena issued against her for alleged rape threats and violation of the Anti-Terrorism Act of 2020 or A 11479. But Duterte's lawyer moved to postpone the summit. Meanwhile, Duterte is also facing disbarment cases before the Supreme Court. All these came from a kill plot she herself admitted on Saturday, claiming that she instructed a still unidentified personality to kill President Ferdinand Marcos Jr., his wife Lisa, and Council Speaker Martin Romualdez Aldis in the event of her demist. And former presidential spokesperson Harry Roque skipped the preliminary investigation into the qualified human trafficking complaints filed against him and requested an extension to submit his counter-affidavit, said the Department of Justice on Friday. Meanwhile, Kasara Leong has already filed her counter-affidavit against the complaint. So Kasi Ong has filed a counter-affidavit, supplemental counter-affidavit. But the additional respondents in our case, like Harry Roque, did not file, DOJ spokesperson Miko Calavano told reporters in a chance interview. They are asking for some time. They may file by December 3 uh, for, of counter affidavit, he added. According to the panel of lawyers, Roque's representative arrived at the preliminary hearing and committed that a counter affidavit will be filed by December 3. It has yet to be confirmed whether Duterte himself will, sorry, not Duterte, whether Roque himself will appear before the DOJ. Calavano explained that depending on the outcome on December 3, whether Roque, uh, that's interesting, that's interesting because let's see where he's subscribed. Because if he's subscribed here in the Philippines, then we will know he's still here in the Philippines, said Calavano. If he doesn't fall, then it gives more reason for us to believe that he is no longer here in the Philippines, he added. Asked if the DOJ will accept the counter affidavit if he refuses to appear before the panel of prosecutors, Calavano responded that it would depend on the temperature of the panel. Sometimes they allowed for justificable grounds, but we cannot conclude it as it is the decision of the panel of prosecutors, he explained. Roque's exact whereabouts is currently unknown while he faces an arrest from order from the House of Representatives after being cited for contempt and ordered to be detained due to his failure to submit documents that would supposedly justify his sudden increased wealth. However, the National Bureau of Investigation on Tuesday has already received unverified information that the former presidential spokesperson has left the country. Vice President Sara Duterte herself, on an outlet of Roque, also revealed that Roque has already left the country in a press conference on Saturday. The human trafficking complaints filed against him before the Department of Justice stem from his alleged active participation in the operations of the scam hub, Lucky Star 99 in Porac, Pampanga. It is now 6:11 p.m. as we will continue with the latest news headlines right here on koolNews at 6. So stay along with us. We'll be right back.
Brought to you by Jor A Supermarket, ang budget-friendly supermarket ng Pilipinas. Now in 6,900 locations around the Philippines and Southeast Asia. Katip's Hot Dog. Amoy na amoy ang sarap. Kids can tell. MX3 Natural Supplements. Verified with alpha, beta, and gamma mangosteen. MX3. Tunay, natural at original. Pride Powder Detergent. All you need is pride. Manufactured by ACS Manufacturing Corporation. ISO certified world-class quality.
ACS.
CFB. Express the freedom of banking. Open your account today at CFB, a member of Crosslink and supervised by the Bangko Sentral ng Pilipinas. And Musicultura Heritage Foundation Center, a museum of all fan-made multimedia and Philippine history. Visit us today at Greenbelt, Makati City from 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. Musicultura, a non-profit joint venture project of Able Media and TVH Group of Networks Incorporated. Araw-araw ang ating Pasko sa iyong himpilan, ang inyong tahanan.
Number 1 sa Mega Manila.
Babala sa publiko. Pinababatid ng National Telecommunications Commission o NTC sa publiko na may natatanggap itong mga ulat tungkol sa mga taong nagpapanggap di nagauhan o empleyado ng NTC. Ayon sa ilang ulat na natatanggap ng NTC Consumer Welfare and Protection Division, ang mga scammer ay tumatawag sa biktima at tatakutin na ang numero nito ay sangkot sa isang scam. Ang nasabing biktima ay hihikayatin na magbigay ng pera upang hindi na masampahan ng kasong kriminal at matanggal sa listahan ng mga nangi-scam ang numero nito. Madiin na pinapaalalahanan ng NTC ang publiko na ibayong mag-ingat mula sa ganitong uri ng modus. Ito ay isang uri din ng scam at hindi lehitimo ang mga tawag na ito. Kung may impormasyon sa ganitong uri ng scam, maaaring ipaalam sa NTC upang magawan agad ng karampatang aksyon. Pagbigay alam ang ganito o iba pang uri ng mga scam sa mga susunod na opisyal na mekanismo ng NTC. Complaint links sa www.ntc.gov.ph. Mag-email sa contratextcam@ntc.gov.ph. Consumer@ntc.gov.ph. Pagtawag sa 1682 24/7 Consumer Hotline at ang mga numerong 892-04464, 892-67722, and 892-13251 mula 8 a.m. hanggang 5 p.m. Lunes hanggang Biyernes. Nagpapasalamat ang NTC sa mga miyembro ng publiko na nagpabatid tungkol sa nasabing uri ng panloloko.
Happy puting Pasko from Sir!
Sir Puti-Putita, 2 minutes lang, instant putita. Sir Instant Bango, Sir Instant Puti.
Based on internal technical tests and cotton after one wash. Results may vary.
Sir Puti-Putita, buong pamilya ko.
Sir!
Kamote!
Kamote naman.
Try mo to. Ha? Ang mura naman!
Dito ka na. Sa mapapamura ka talaga. Move it. Discarding tapat.
Vice ganda!
And my for Max Savers Sulit Busog Meals.
Huwag nang gumastos ng sobra-sobra pa.
99 pesos na lang, sulit busog ka na.
Ang mabusugera.
Extra rice sa hireramba. Extra busog sa Crispy Chicken Filet Meal at Crispy Chicken Filet ala King Meal na may extra rice na. 99 pesos lang in all stores.
Max Savers Sulit Busog Meals, 99 pesos na lang. Ang mabusugera.
Sa bawat unos, may kalakip na pag-asa. Sa bawat pagsubok, may bagong simula. Para sa mga SMEs, kooperatiba, korporasyon o power utility na apektado ng sakuna, naririto ang Land Bank Cares Plus program para sa inyo. Layunin ng Land Bank na matulungan kayong makaangat at makabalik sa normal ang inyong business operations upang matulungan ang inyong komunidad na makaahon. Ang Land Bank Cares Plus Lending Program ay maaasahang suporta para sa inyong muling pag-angat. For more details, visit the Land Bank Lending Center near you or call 02-8405-700 or visit www.landbank.com. Your future powered by Land Bank.
Barbie,
Pinapahid mo na naman yung Silka Lotion. Anong meron dyan?
Girl, may papaya enzymes and NutriBlend complex to.
Taray! Ay, may papaya. Tinola ka, girl.
Ay, sis! Ang Silka may Vita-Absorb technology at SPF 6 din. SPF? Super Papaya Fruit? Sun Protection Factor kasi, friend! Kahit under the sun, skin ay lit with regular use.
Wow! Slay it!
Slay it with a skin na giving! Stay lit with Silka with regular use for only 750 pesos SRP.
Ang kailangan ng Pilipino, bigas, hindi angas. Kabuhayan, kaligtasan, hindi bardagulan. Hanap buhay, hindi hanap away. Hindi gera sa politika, kundi gera kontra gutom. Ang Pilipino, hindi lang dapat puro ambisyon. Dapat ay may solusyon. Senator Amy Marcos po, unahin ang pagkain.
Birit na sana kaso parang may gumagasgas. Ganyan ang ubong may plemang mahirap ilabas. Mag-Plemex Forte Syrup. Gawa sa natural na lagundi. Tinutunaw ang plema. Pinipigil ang ubo. Ramdam ang hagod ng ginhawa. Sing your heart out. Basta lagundi, Plemex. Mabibili ang Plemex Forte Syrup 60ml at 120ml sa mga pangunahing butikan nationwide. Vitex Nagudo L is a generic name of Plemex Forte. If symptoms persist, consult your doctor.
It's the season for big savings. Get up to 80% off on sportswear brands at the Sports Central Holiday Sale from November 20 to 24 at Mega Trade Hall 2 SM Mega Mall. Perks from BDO, Smack, and Salmon await you. See posters for details. DTI Fair Trade Permit number FTEB-206224, Series of 2024.
Hindi birong maging isang ina. Dapat hands-on ka sa maraming bagay, lalo na sa mga iniinom na gamot. Dapat ready ka. Kaya kapag may sakit sa pamilya ko, gaya ng sakit ng ulo, sakit sa katawan na may kasamang lagnat dulot ng sipon, allergic rhinitis o sinusitis, Simdex D ang ipinapainom ko. Gamot laban sa sintomas ng trangkaso. Simdex D is available in Mercury Drug Stores and other drug stores near you. Phenylpropanolamine hydrochloride Pinamin malic paracetamol is the generic name of Simdex D. If symptoms persist, consult your doctor.
Also available Simdex D syrup for kids and Simdex D Forte for adults.
Going shopping, so many fits to choose. New look, just dab it, just dab it, shop all out, just dab it, just dab it. Enjoy vacation, just dab it, just even go all out, just dab it, just dab it, chill out, just dab it, just dab it. Wanna party, wanna dine out, wanna dab it, just dab it, vibe out, just dab it, just live it up with dab it, hang with BDO with dab it.
BDO is regulated by the Bangko Sentral ng Pilipinas.
Tayo na sa EO. Tayo'y magpatingin. Tayo na sa EO. Sila'y eksperto pagagaling. Sa EO. Inyong mata ay mahalin. EO Executive Optical. Ang practical. EO Executive Optical. Ito'y practical. EO. Ohio! Don't you love it when good mornings start like this? Then like this. And then, wait for it. A morning cup of soup? Yes, soup. Try new Ajinomoto Soup and Go and make it your new morning habit. Comes in creamy corn, creamy potato, or creamy pumpkin. Great with bread too. Ohio Soup and Go. Ajinomoto.
Araw-araw ang ating Pasko sa iyong himpilan, ang inyong tahanan.
Number 1 sa Mega Manila.
Welcome back to koolNews at 6. Let's continue with our headlines, starting with the international headlines. As South Korea's military said Friday, it scrambled fighter jets as 5 Chinese and 6 Russian military planes flew through its air defense zone and area wider than the country's airspace. 5 Chinese and 6 Russian military aircraft entered and exited the Korean air defense identification zone in the East Sea and South Sea from 9:35 a.m. to 1:53 p.m., Seoul's Joint Chiefs of Staff said in a statement. But the planes crossed into the Gadis without violating South Korean airspace, the JCS said, adding that the military identified the aircraft before they entered Cadiz and deployed Air Force fighters to take tactical measures in preparation for any contingencies. And air defense identification zone is a broader area than the country's airspace in which it tries to control aircraft for security reasons, but the concept is not defined in any international treaty. China's defense ministry called the flights their Ninth Joint Strategic Patrol, which occurred above the Sea of Japan, also known as the EC in South Korea. It added in a post on its official social media account that the flights were held Friday according to the annual cooperation plan between the Chinese and Russian militaries. South Korean military officials told local media that Chinese military aircraft flew towards the small Dokdo Islands of South Korea's eastern coast after passing between the Korean Peninsula and Japan near the contested submerged rock of Kyoto. Russian planes also flew south towards the Dokdo Islets, known as Takeshima in Japanese. Officials said the Chinese and Russian aircraft flew together over the sea of sort of Dokdo before departing. Since 2019, China and Russia have regularly flown military aircraft into South Korea's air defense zone without prior notice, citing joint exercises. Similar incidents occurred in June and December last year, and in May and November 2022, with Beijing and Moscow describing the flights as joint strategic air patrols. South Korea's defense ministry on Friday expressed regret to China and Russia over the military aircraft entering the South's air defense zone and flying for an extended period without prior notice, according to a statement. The ministry requested that appropriate measures be taken to prevent a recurrence, adding that such actions could unnecessarily heighten tensions in the region. China and Russia have expanded military and defense ties since Moscow ordered troops into Ukraine nearly 3 years ago. Both are also traditional allies of North Korea, Seoul's arch-foe. South Korea and the United States have accused nuclear-armed North Korea of sending thousands of soldiers to Russia to fight in Ukraine, and this month Pyongyang ratified a landmark defense pact with Moscow. Coffee drinkers can sip their beverages and view a quiet North Korean mountain village from a new Starbucks at a South Korean border observatory. Customers have to pass a military checkpoint before entering the observatory at Agimbongki's Eco Park, which is less than a mile from North Korean territory and overlooks North Korea's Songgaksan Mountain and the nearby village in Gapehong County. The tables and windows face North Korea at the Starbucks, where about 40 people, a few of them foreigners, came to the opening Friday. The South Korean city of Gimpo said hosting Starbucks was part of efforts to develop its border facilities as a tourist destination and said the shop symbolizes robust security on the Korean peninsula through the presence of this ironic capitalist brand. The observatory is the key facility at Agibong Park, which was built on a hill that was a first battle site during the 1952-53 Korean War. The park also has gardens, exhibition, and conference halls, and a war memorial dedicated to fallen Marines. Gimpo and other South Korean border cities like Gwangju have been trying to develop their border sites as tourist assets, even as tensions grow between the war-divided Koreas. Two transgender candidates are contesting Nepal's local by-elections for the first time, hoping to push for political representation among sexual and gender minorities in the Himalayan nation. Nepal has some of South Asia's most progressive laws on LGBTQ rights, but no one from the community has held public office since 2008 when an openly gay man became a lawmaker in Nepal's parliament, nominated under the proportional representation system. Hani Marharjan, who is the age of 44, said, "I hope my candidacy will inspire others in the queer community to participate openly in future elections." She is running for the post of mayor of Kirtipur, a settlement on the outskirts of the capital Kathmandu, in Sunday's elections. Despite legal strides, many LGBTQ people continue to face discrimination in employment, healthcare, and education. Until now, not one of our committee members had exercised the right to run for mayoral elections in Nepal, said Hani. She grew up in a poor family and struggled to make ends meet working at a restaurant washing dishes as well as at a garment factory. She is currently a tour guide. When I remember my past, it's like a nightmare because I faced a lot of discrimination and abuses, like other transgender people. I want to change this, she said. We are also part of the society and can contribute to the betterment of society. This is what I want to do if I'm elected. And the World Stop Court will next week start unprecedented hearings aimed at finding a legal blueprint for how countries should protect the environment from damaging greenhouse gases and what the consequences are if they do not. From Monday, lawyers and representatives from more than 100 countries and organizations will make submissions before the before the International Court of Justice in the Hague, the highest number ever. Activists hope the legal opinion from the ICJ judges will have far-reaching consequences in the fight against climate change. But others fear the UN-backed request for a non-binding advisory opinion will have limited impact, and it could take the UN's top court months or even years to deliver. The hearings at the Peace Palace come days after bitterly negotiated climate deal at the COP29 summit in Azerbaijan, which the said developed countries must provide at least $300 billion a year by 2035 for climate finance. Poorer countries have slapped the pledge from wealthy polluters as insolently low, and the final deal failed to mention a global pledge to move away from planet-heating fossil fuels. And finally, onto showbiz, Carla Estrada formally announced it to the public her first grandchild, Claudio, the firstborn of her son Jay Padilla and his non-showbiz wife. The celebrity mom showed the newborn sleeping while wrapped in a blanket through her Instagram stories on Friday, November 29. She captioned her post saying, "Meet my first grandson, Claudio." Estrada's earliest son, Daniel Padilla, and her daughter Magui likewise showed off Claudio sharing a photo of a child sleeping soundly. Estrada first gave a glimpse of Claudio's hand on November 22, declaring the latter as the greatest birthday gift she received for her birthday last November 21. JC announced Claudio's arrival earlier this month by showing his wife Natalia Valdivia breastfeeding their son after childbirth. JC and Valdivia got married last July in a civil ceremony held at the city government of San Juan Health. The couple announced Valdivia's pregnancy during their wedding reception. They also revealed at the event that they were expecting a baby boy. Ladies and gentlemen, it is now 6:29 p.m. and that is it for Cool News at 6. As always, we will return later at 9 p.m. for more news headlines under Cool News Prime Time. You can also send us your comments, suggestions, and feedback at tvh.philippines.news@gmail.com. Until later, everyone, my name is Aaron, and this has been Cool News at 6. Take care and mabuhay. Good evening.